Hey guys, today's video is going to be about my favorite books, and by my favorite books, I mean my actual copies of books that I own, and the book itself is important to me in some way. I have, kind of two series that I'm going to show you along with some other books, and I think you can all figure out what one of the series is. The first book I'm going to show you is my old Bible, which is in a Bible case, and I'm pretty sure I got this Bible when I was baptized, which was when I was about a month old. So this Bible is about 18 years old. Granted, I wasn't using it all those 18 years, but it's a Precious Moments Bible, and I probably won't be able to get it back in here if I take this out, but you can tell that this has been very used, and the inside, yeah, that's what the inside of the Bible looks like. And I am tearing it even more, and that's making me sad. But it's actually, hold on, I have to put it back in here because it's falling. But my godmother actually gave it to me, and she wrote a note for me in here, and yeah, it does. I received it September 5th, 1993, which means I was a month and a day old, and I'm pretty sure that's the day of my baptism. It also would have been my parents' wedding anniversary. I think I was baptized on my parents' wedding anniversary, and 2 days before my sister's birthday, but she hadn't been born yet. So this Bible is really old, and I've had it for a really long time. It was the only Bible I had until my 17th birthday. It might have been, no, it was not my 18th birthday. It was definitely my 17th birthday when I got my new Bible, for my birthday, because I was reading this one, and it was falling apart, and I didn't want to mess this up anymore. So that's the first time this Bible has been opened since I got that one, because I don't like tearing it up. But to show you guys, so this is really special to me because it's probably, aside from some children's books that I probably had as a baby that I no longer know where they are, this would be the book I've had the longest. And my sister and my brother, I know my sister got a Precious Moments Bible almost exactly like this, only hers is white and mine's pink, when she was baptized too, I think. But I don't know, I think hers is in better shape than mine. I also have that's the little angel pin, and its wings are in my birthstone on here. So yeah. So this would probably be the book most important to me because I've had it forever. I mean, I have a lot of books that I've had since I was a really little kid that are kind of important to me because, I have so many memories of reading it as a kid and everything. But this one has definitely been read the most, probably. I mean, there are some books I have that I read a lot as a little kid, but the next thing is, in this little pocket in the front here, I have some prayer books. And not all of these are on my list, but if I can get them out. I have 4 in here. I thought there was more than that. I'm missing one. These 2 right here used to be my nanny, my great-grandmother's prayer books. And when she died, we were going through stuff in her house and dividing it up amongst people. And I got these 2 prayer books. So they're definitely special to me because they belong to her. Well, these next 3 books shouldn't come as much of a surprise. They're all part of the same series, and I had reasons for choosing these 3 of the series. Even though the whole entire Harry Potter series is special to me, I chose these 3 books for a reason. The first one is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, which was obviously the first Harry Potter book I read. It's kind of torn up, which makes me sad. I don't like books that I'm not as most of the time I don't really care if books get torn up, but books like Harry Potter, I'm really, really careful with my Harry Potter books. So it makes me sad that it's torn up like that, But this was the first Harry Potter book I read. Even though I don't even think I finished all of it, I think I skipped Chamber of Secrets. First I admit to skipping Goblet of Fire, and now I'm going to admit to not reading all this. I mean, I read it before I went on Chamber of Secrets, but I think for the most part I mainly skimmed it because I'd already seen the first movie, and so I was bored the first time I read it. But I read it, but I sped through it to get done, if that makes sense. But I actually bought all four of the first four books at the same time because I begged my mom until she bought them for me, because when I was done with the first one I wanted to already have the next one, and there were 4 out at the time. So I somehow convinced her to buy all 4 of them in hardback for me. I remember that she was not happy about it. But, so technically this isn't my only first Harry Potter book, because I had all 4 of them at the same time. It's definitely the most well-worn of those 4 though, with Prisoner of Azkaban being close. But I have definitely read this book a lot, and this is true for all of my first 5 Harry Potter books, but you can definitely tell they've been read a lot. And that was because I wasn't quite as careful with my books when I was little. Order of the Phoenix in particular has a toothpaste stain on it, where I attempted to brush my teeth while reading because I didn't want to put it down. And then with Half-Blood Prince and Deathly Hallows, I was older and refused to do anything that would ever get them dirty. And I've always been super, super careful with them, so they look a lot newer than the others do, which they are newer, but yeah, the first one definitely gets my, favorite, book copies, I guess. The second one is Prisoner of Azkaban, which I mentioned is the other, well-worn one. It doesn't look as bad as Sorcerer's Stone at first glance, but then if we open it up, this is on the inside. This bugs me so much. I mean, pages aren't falling out of it, like in my Bible, which is good, but it still makes me sad. And there's some, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it's really dirty right here. And if we open to, random pages, there's stains and everything. But this has always been one of my favorite Harry Potter books. I love this book so much, so it's definitely here. And then Deathly Hallows, because it was, and as you can see, this one looks way less torn up. I've always been incredibly protective of this book. Guys, this had to be on here because out of all my Harry Potter books, this one, I mean, it's the last one, of course, and it's the end, and I've always been probably more protective of this book than any of my other Harry Potter books, with the first one being really close. Because I just feel like it's so special. I can still remember the first time I saw this book. Because my dad was supposed to wake me up and take me to go buy it at midnight. We weren't going to a midnight release party because my parents didn't want to deal with it. And I was only 13 when this book came out. But my dad promised me he'd wake me up and take me to Walmart to buy it at midnight. And then I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go sleep until midnight. Can you wake me up at midnight so we can go get it? And he agreed, and then he didn't wake me up at midnight. And then at around 6 or so in the morning, which is way earlier than I normally woke up during the summer, I just woke up and immediately jumped awake because I realized that I was supposed to go get Deathly Hallows and no one had woken me up. And I'm panicking and getting ready to be really mad at my dad when I roll over to look at the clock to see what time it is, and this book was sitting on my bedside table. So apparently my dad, and I think he even took my brother, who would have been 7 at the time, so for some reason he took him, but didn't bother to wake me up to go get this book from Walmart for me. So, yeah, this book is really important to me. And I have 3 more books here, which are also from another series, and they are Little House books. This is the first book in the series, Little House in the Big Woods. You can see it looks a lot older. This is the only book that I didn't buy new. one of my friends, when I was really little, told me I should read these books because they were really good, so I got them from the library, read most of this one, The Little House in the Big Woods, and then it was time to take them back. So I took them back and didn't really think much about it. And then my school was having a used book sale when I was 8 or 9 probably, and this one was there, so I bought it, and I read it, and then I wanted all the others. And the rest of my books are like the newer versions. I think there have been even newer versions since then. I think I actually saw an ad in a magazine the other day for like something anniversary editions of the Little House books, and they look so cool, and I want them so much. Sorry, my brother came in, but I want those books so much, and they look so cool, but I'm probably not going to get them, and that's okay because I already have my books. But these are collector's editions, and I have, there are 9 books altogether, and I have this one, obviously, and then the other 9 are like, the other 8, are like half the normal edition, and the other 4, I think, are the collector's editions. So, I wanted to buy all collector's editions, but my mom wouldn't let me because they cost more, obviously, so I had to get, like, a combination, and then I have this one, which is older, which I like that because, I don't know, it's nice in a way to have, like, an older copy, but, this one's obviously, I chose to show this one because it's the first one, and then this is 8, and this is 9, and I chose these. This has always been my favorite one. This is where Laura and Almanzo get married, which is why it's my favorite one. So I love this book so much. I remember reading the whole series, like even before Almanzo came in. I knew he was going to, and I was just waiting for it. And so when he came in, like, he comes in before this book, but like I was just waiting for them to get married. So then when they did, I was really happy. And so I chose, and then this one, they get married in this one, and then this one, which you can see is really thin, is the first 4 years of their marriage. It's the title. There's actually an interesting story behind this book, but, well, in more ways than one. You can see it's kind of torn up here. That would be because there was this concert in a town 20-30 minutes away from here where my grandma lives, when they were opening like this bank or something. I can't even remember what it was for, but they were going to have all these country music singers, so my grandma was going to take me and my sister to this concert, and I had this book with me because I was reading it at the time, and it started pouring down rain, and we had to walk back to my grandma's house in the pouring rain, and I had this under my shirt trying to protect it, but it didn't really work, and so it got really wet, and then we had to dry it, and I was panicking because I thought it was going to be torn up forever, which it's kind of like wrinkly and stuff, but, you know, it makes for an interesting story, I guess. Yeah. But this book, I love this book because it's only 4 chapters long. Each chapter is a year because it was only the rough draft, and this was originally the last book in the series. She was writing this one, Almanzo died while she was writing this one, and then she lost, like, all interest in finishing it. And then when her daughter Rose died, they found the manuscript for this book in Rose's stuff, and they had it published. So this was published not just after her death, but after her daughter's death. So this is like the rough draft, basically. So it wasn't expanded upon, and that's why it's so short. And each chapter is kind of like a big summary of all 4 years. So I've rambled on for long enough. I will see you guys later. Bye.